Okay, so you can see the two teams lining up there, and got some coaching going on behind the Bayern side as well. Matthias Luttenberger is going to be in attendance behind them. That's something of interest, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly noteworthy. Sometimes that fourth man can really help you see what's going wrong. Sometimes if you're in the heat of the moment, if you're in the middle of a match, you don't know what changes need to be made. You almost become tunnel visioned and short-sighted as to what's happening in front of you because you are so focused on trying to get a result. So yeah, he really could be a difference maker here as well.
Yeah, because the narrow margins when they come in tactically, you pointed out, substitutions have been key.
Yeah, I mean, and like we said, you get into a bubble. I think I spoke of this last season. You get into this bubble and this mindset of, I've got to just play the game in front of me. To have somebody like Lutty on that sidelines and to have his experience to back up an already experienced Bayern Munich team is going to be massive for them. On the flip side, you've got the United team, you've got Cams, you've got O'Neill, and you've got Ostrubuch, who are again quality players. So it's just going to be a fascinating game. There is no easy games in eFootball.Pro, and this is proving that.
Two big clubs and obviously two new names as well that have entered the fray.
Yes, of course, yeah. A new eFootball partner club for 2020 is Manchester United, of course, and Bayern München not playing in the eFootball.Pro League last season either. So you're right, two massive clubs moving into the space where the competition is so tightly fought, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the exact same happen in this match, being a very tightly fought affair.
We've seen some very different types of matches so far, Weza, in terms of the way that they've played out. In the last game, we saw a pragmatic approach from Arsenal that nearly got them over the line, but Monaco's quality told in the end. What do you think about this one?
I think if you're looking at it from an outsider's point of view, I would say that it's Bayern that are the favourites here, and I think it's more a case of their type of play. Tiki-taka will lend itself quite well to Bayern's actual squad itself. I think United, they're going to look for more of a counter-attack here. I think we saw from the gameplay there, you've got Chong that's going to be on the right-hand side, who's going to be full of pace, full of running. So, you're going to have a lot of people. You have a lot of people who are going to be looking for those outballs. Outballs have been the key for this. I think Rashford, if he proves to be playing, will be a massive outball, as will Martial if playing.
You can see at the bottom there for the latest eFootball.Pro news, results and more. There's the website address, eFootball.Pro.konami.net. Okay, the lights are dimming, which means I think we're pretty much ready for the action. Your commentary team is Weza, but first of all, it's Harry Channon.
Thank you, Mark. Manchester United versus Bayern Munich. Two debutantes of the eFootball.Pro system. A couple of familiar faces on both sides. Obviously, Eldridge O'Neill captaining Manchester United, as we spoke about before. Multiple Dutch champion, placed second last season with Celtic. Do you feel like it's his role in this team to really lead from the front and try and build his squad's morale and momentum around him?
Yeah, I mean, we know from previous seasons and previous tournaments, we've seen that we've seen O'Neill be that focal point for his own court team. So I think from here he'll will be the heartbeat of a team, and a lot of good things will flow through it. But of course, Cams, Ostrubuch are no slouches in their own regard. And again, similarly with Bayern, you're looking at Alex to be the kind of the leader. But again, Mestre and Jose, no slouches. So it's going to be a fascinating go. As Goretzka just follows its way through.
So we are well and truly into game number one. Game one of two between these two clubs. Bayern Munich attacking in their Bavarian red strip from left to right. Manchester United from right to left. Here is Marcus Rashford. Tackled well by Goretzka, but all only goes as far as Greenwood. Mata looking for support. Here is Mata. Finds Pogba to Chong. Falls well for him. Marcus Rashford in and amongst them. Ball is everywhere. Is that a penalty?
It looks like it.
I think the referee has pointed to the spot here.
First pen of the season.
Who will guess right? Goalkeeping duty, Manuel Neuer, one of the best penalty savers. Certainly one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Marcus Rashford stepping up for Manchester United. Their first goal is
just crept in
from Marcus Rashford.
And I believe it was the captain, as we said, O'Neill, in the times that are clutch.
Absolutely dreamland for Manchester United. The perfect start. It was a dog pile in the middle that led to this penalty. So Rashford fouled, stepped up, lovely run up. Oh yeah, so close. He gets the right way, but that power from Rashford. Alex Alguacil not happy with himself, and his Bayern Munich squad find themselves 1-0 down.
Like a Royal Rumble for that penalty decision rather than a football game.
From the top rope. Bayern Munich then. Let's see what you're made of. Lewandowski to Perisic, lovely. Can they immediately respond? Absolutely they can. Wonderful. The perfect response straight from the kickoff. 1-1, and we've barely had time to settle in our seats, and we've already got 2 goals.
Well, you talk about pass assists. They didn't need one there. There was manual passing left and right, neat little flicks, and it's a great little finish. Managed to just do enough just to get it past the keeper. Went near side. It's a bit of a gamble. If he could have pushed it too far to the left-hand side, but it was an easy strike in the end. But it's great build-up, and it's the exact reply that Bayern needed just to get themselves back in the game.
Absolutely. Wonderful play. 3 first-time passes in a row from Bayern München. And they will make amends for the penalty they gave to Manchester United. Greenwood, found by Rashford on the left. Mata once again in support. Pogba coming over. This is almost a mirror image of how they won their penalty. Goretzka clearing the lines, but this is what we want to see out of the opening 15 in-game minutes, attacking from both sides. Manchester United back onto the attack. Javi Martinez tries to get it clear. A nice acrobatic, I suppose, header.
Improvisation there.
Very improvisation. Big bit of improv. Let's simplify it. And that will clear the lines. Phil Jones finds Chong. Who also finds Rashford on this right-hand side. Onside, as you say. Chong in support. Mata there as well. Looking for Pogba.
Oh, that's a super finish.
Wonderful.
It's counts with a header, and he's very appreciative of that pass. You can see there, big smile on the Frenchman's face.
Absolutely. Using the height of Paul Pogba, and the Red Devils are back in front. It was a wonderful find. We'll see it again in just a moment, but the movement from Pogba really to get in front of his man, and with a man like Pogba, who is as tall as he is, you would bet he would score that 10 times out of 10. Let's look at it again here, Wes.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great little bit here. Again, Chong with the ball in. It's a lovely find, and again, the defence found flat-footed. Pogba there to stick it away, and, you know, like I said, it's an easy type of goal. When you make PES that simple, goals like that are very simple. And it's, you know, as you can see there, the Man U players very, very happy. Of course, you've also got the almighty DS, who's their 4th player, who's also acting as their coach today. They'll be very happy with how this is going. And, you know, 20 minutes in, it's all action. You know, there's never a dull moment when you see Bayern Munich playing Man United as the ball goes in, and Dyer comes out, claims it.
Jose, the captain of Bayern Munich, it's got to be said, maybe found wanting controlling Pavard for that goal, failing to get into position or failing to mark Paul Pogba at all. Let's see what they can do to try and rectify that. Lewandowski to Javi Martinez. Excuse me, put my teeth back in. Javi Martinez, as the ball cleared up the pitch by Manchester United. Chong now. That's Greenwood out on the left-hand side, and he will be found. Mata with a lovely run through. Pavard in the end able to cut it out. Lewandowski with a supporting run, played smartly back to Martinez. And well,
Austria with the fashionable clearance.
It's one way to do it. Lewandowski, bit of a jumble up in the middle. Xerxes over here with time and space. Perisic, Lewandowski looking for the man in the middle. Great covering though, it's got to be said. All three members of Manchester United there getting across and preventing that pass with finding any way through their defence. Throw in now in the final third.
Lewandowski's a target.
I do find him, but cleared in the end. Boateng out to this left-hand side. Goretzka. Surprised to see him playing so deep there, but
Lewandowski uncharacteristically on the wing.
Perisic can't make anything happen. They obviously know what they want to do, but for me, Goretzka needs to be in and around that box rather than playing as a deep playmaker. Here is Perisic. They've reeked on this right-hand side. Xerxes, this is a good chance. Lewandowski's there, but De Gea's there first. Good goalkeeping. And the 2-1 advantage still remains here for Manchester United.
Looks the United guys, they're happy for their defence to bend, but they definitely don't want it to break. Not when there's, you know, the players and quality that Bayern possess. You don't want them getting anywhere too close to your goal. I mean, granted, they have David De Gea, who's one of the best goalkeepers on the planet, but you don't want to call him into action too many times.
Certainly not. And they find themselves 2-1 down in this first game, first of two to Bayern München, and they are such a franchise, I suppose, that is used to success. 29 German titles, most recently in the 2018-19 season, which was their 7th consecutive German title. 19 national cups, 12 domestic doubles, but they're on the back foot here. Greenwood to Rashford, can't make anything more of it as we trickle into the half.
United goals. It wasn't Kams that scored, it was Ostrowicz. So I think Kams may have played the ball in, but he's certainly happy, and you can see for the you know, you can see Kams there kind of patting his leg, he's just trying to cheer up his team.
Any changes you'd make? Obviously both teams getting themselves goals. Manchester United, one from open play, one from a penalty. Any changes you'd want to make? I mean, it's been pretty much split down the middle throughout this game. It's been
a pretty tight game, and it's only been, what, 3 shots on target and 3 shots total. So every shot that's gone on goal has been a goal. So I don't know whether there's too much change from a United point of view. They seem to have settled into the game. They seem to have, you know, just kind of relaxed a little bit, and they're into that flow. They've got Chong as an outball. They've got Rashford. They've got Greenwood. I think with Bayern, I think they've got weaponry on the bench. They've got Phil Coutinho. They've got Thomas Muller. They have these players that they can bring on. So it's a case of when do you bring those players on?
When, not if. Great start though for Manchester United. As it stands, they would secure 3 points, but still a entire half of eFootball PES 2020 to play here in the eFootball.Pro. All the way back to the goalkeeper. Controlled there very riskily by Kams. And there was almost a Bayern Munich player to benefit from it. Goretzka looking for Reet. Oh, lovely. De Gea is there first though. So close. Xerxes almost snatching in front, and we've seen a couple of them where De Gea has come to the rescue for Manchester United. They can't afford too many to Bayern München, otherwise we will be seeing certainly more goals in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, looking at the way the game is panning out, Bayern slowly building into it. They're slowly finding the faults in Man United's defence. Is it a matter of time that they find the answer? Is it a matter of time that they unlock the door and make it 2-2? Or will they get caught on a very quick counter-attack with Man United? They have weapons of their own on the bench. They've got Martial they've not used. There's Angel Gomez. There's players there that can be utilised. It'll be interesting to see what they do in their substitutions, if any.
Must be said, the captain, Jose, has been absolutely tremendous for Bayern München, and Lewandowski's open in the middle. Can Perisic find him? Absolutely he can, but can't find the goal. That was a tremendous chance, and they cannot convert.
They're knocking on the door supremely here. Perisic finding his way into the box. Lewandowski, it's a left heel of David De Gea that keeps them out.
Was it even that? It looked like a crotch.
And you've got to say, they are constantly knocking on the door now. Is it a matter of time that they break this down?
Corner
in the box is a big weapon at set pieces. Lewandowski, of course, no slouch.
Corner to Bayern München. Goretzka whips it in. Cleared away by Cams. Now there's a potential break on. Might have to slow the brakes here, Greenwood. And will try and go around the Bayern defender. Nothing doing, but big mistake. Rashford gets onto it. Here is Chong here as well, the Dutch winger. Finding Rashford. Attack still on for United. They have bodies forward now. Can they find any of them? Chong back to Rashford. Pressure building for Bayern Munich. Pogba has room for a shot. Will he go for it? Looks for Chong, but good effort by Alex Alguacil of Bayern Munich to get the ball away. And now it's their turn to come forward. Perisic looking for Xerxes, breaks for him. Slightly fortunate, and that's a foul right on the edge. And a chance now maybe for Bayern to snatch a goal.
Well, you can look at that down one end of the pitch. It was great improvisation from Pogba. Nearly got United in for a third. We can see their changes coming on. Martial's now coming on. McTominay as well. Is that defensive frailty for United? Are they worried about how they're playing, or is it a case that they're just going, we're just going to calm it down? You can see there they've got multiple formations set up. So again, you know, if you hit, I believe it's L1 and down button, you can switch in between tactics without breaking stride. So they may be playing 4-3-3 now. I think towards the end of the game, you'll see a flat 4-4-2.
That's fluid formation used by so many of the top players and teams. eFootball PES 2020, such a good thing to have in your locker. You can switch your tactics up on the fly depending on what's needed. Let's see. On the Bayern side, have they brought anyone on? Who have they got really on the bench? They have Serge Gnabry, Thiago, of course.
Kingsley Coman will cause a big problem for this United defence, I feel. The speed and the dribbling of him, it's a very potent weapon to have. I believe they brought on Thomas Müller as well, so it'll be interesting to see how the German impacts the game as well.
We'll have to look out for Kingsley Coman. Of course, the French midfielder. It's going to be Puissant going in. It's deflected in. Wow. Suppose you could say fortunate, but you still have to get the effort on target. Puissant did just that.
It's a big deflection off the wall, though. But again, if there's a deflection off the wall, if De Gea's already moving that way, the momentum's going to take him. It's a good hit. But it levels the game. I mean, we're in for a barn burner of a last portion of this game.
Is that the goal that Bayern München needed? We will restart here in this second half of just the first game. 4 goals. Here is Kingsley Coman. That's Lewandowski in front of him, but Lindelof will come across to cover. Unfairly adjudged by the referee. So then, who wants this game? Who wants to steal the 3 points away from the other team? I feel we're not done goal scoring just yet. Thomas Müller has Reed there and Coman as well, but just too much to ask for from Reed, and it will be a Manchester United goal kick.
Well, knowing these two teams the way that I do, nobody's going to be happy with a point. So I think we're going to see gilt-edged chances right at the last, and it's going to be that really decisive moment. I think there'll be one really clear-cut chance that will provide an opening, and it's whether either team, whoever gets it, whether they take it or not.
20 in-game minutes to steal some points away. Thomas Müller trying to find Javi Martinez. Martial. That's Nemanja Matic in support. Wants to look for the man up front, but that's going to be acrobatically swept away. Bit of a cagey affair so far since the changes. Puissant trying to find Lewandowski, but again, just a little bit overhit. And now it's potentially Manchester United's chance to attack. Relying on Rashford to try and win that header, instead overturns possession to Bayern. Here is Kingsley Coman. Thomas Müller. Oh, that's a clearance from Osterbuch, which will be a gift for Bayern. Can they grab anything from this corner?
It's one more opportunity to get the ball into the box. It's one more opportunity for a chance.
Look out for Koeman and Lewandowski. Looks like it's going to be Muller to whack it in. Looking for the back post of Lewandowski. Nothing doing though. Pavard looking for Lewandowski again, but cross doesn't even come in. Boateng steadying the play at the back, retaining possession for Bayern, and that's something that they have somewhat struggled with so far in this game 1 against Manchester United. And that's a poor pass. Looking for Koeman, but only finds a Manchester United man. On ball for Rashford.
Oh, bit of improvisation. Is it going to go in?
Wow! Look at what it means to Eldridge O'Neill. He and Cam standing up, and it felt like an eternity it took for the ball to cross the line. I thought there might just be a last gasp clearance.
Neuer is absolutely furious.
That's the problem when you play a sweeper-keeper position like Neuer does. We'll see it again in a second, Wes, but that's route 1. That's tremendous, and Manchester United might have just stolen the 3 points.
Well, it was a great bit of improvisation. It's a hopeful through ball, but it's brilliant for Rashford. It's the lob, it's the manual lob, and not only that, it's like you said, it agonisingly trickled into the net. Like I said, it's a bit of a ball that you're just playing hope. You know, it's you know, in NFL, it's the Hail Mary, and you've done that there, and again, it was the wherewithal to hit the lob. Some people would have snatched at that and just volleyed it. Instead, it was the calmness and peace of mind to be able to just lob it over the keeper. And it's stunning from United. And you can see what it means to these guys.
Frustration from Bayern, but that goal means the world to Eldridge O'Neill. Yeah. Playing for Celtic last season, came so close to being the eFootball.Pro champion of 2019. Fell short at the final hurdle. He wants to get off to winning ways. A winning start here in the eFootball.Pro would certainly lift his spirits and lift his hopes going into next year's fixtures.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, there would have been questions. No sooner did we say at the start of the game where we were talking about which team comes in with more confidence. If anything, United have completely turned this tie on its head, and to potentially be walking out with 3 points in a situation they weren't necessarily the favourites in. Hats off to them for the performance they've put in. They've made subs at the right time. They've made tactical switches at the right time. But still, there is enough about this Bayern team that there's enough weapons there to really, really pack a punch in the final. What, we on 8 minutes? There's enough in the locker there, and there's enough there to be able to really impose their will back on this game. But it's going to be a tough ask.
If there's a time for the Bayern coach to come in and make the difference, it's now. What words of wisdom does he have? We questioned, well, I certainly questioned the chemistry of this Manchester United team. Scott McTominay now on the right-hand side with 4 different nationalities throughout their 4-man squad. Similar to Arsenal, we saw how it panned out for them against AS Monaco. Shipping goals left and right, but Manchester United look like a very strong outfit here in the eFootball.Pro. Rashford dispossessed. Chance now for Bayern München. Can they fashion anything? Sulik just gets it to Cuisson. Koeman to Muller. Tries to nutmeg Matic. Nothing doing. Cam's with a clearance. 3 minutes added on. Can Bayern get the ball up the pitch and try and salvage a point? As it stands,
have to go for it here.
United will be walking away with the 3 points. Reet. This right-hand side, chance for one more attack. Lovely block. Martial on the ball, holding it up.
That's the game.
And that will do it. 3 points in the bag for that man, Eldridge. Manchester United win 3-2 against Bayern Munich in game 1. The Bavarians coming up empty-handed. And wow, that was a tremendous game.
Yeah, I mean, it had everything. It had drama, it had goals, it had skill, it had everything. Yeah, it had everything that you needed. It had both teams scoring, and like I said, the little bit of improvisation to have the presence of mind to lob it at the last minute. It's a great bit of play, and like you said, having an on-rushing Manuel Neuer, it's going to cause its own problems,
Yeah.
because if you can take a touch around them, obviously we had the penalty, which again Neuer was just found wanting. But looking at the players, they're absolutely over the moon with getting that victory. And again, it's all about the start. It's all about how these guys start this eFootball.Pro season. You've got to get off to a good start, because it will count towards the end of the season. All of these points will rack up. It's a huge 3 points for them.
Of course, each match fixture consists of 2 games, but you only play against each team once per season in a 2-legged affair. So you're right, you will never get these points back if you are Bayern München. And Manchester United know that just as well. 3 points secured for them. And it was back and forth, it really was. I'm personally looking forward to seeing, this was the Pogba header. Absolutely tremendous. Pavard really left wanting. I was looking forward to seeing the goal that trickled in over the line. It felt like years. I definitely aged while that ball was waiting to go in. But either way, we look forwards to game 2. Can Bayern München get themselves 3 points, or will they be leaving with a duck? Don't forget, you can draw these matches. You can share the points. You will, if it is a draw, gain a point apiece, but neither of these teams want that. They want they want the whole hog. They want all the points. They want all 3.
It wasn't even necessarily a fact that game that Bayern Munich played badly. It was just, it's those very fine margins. It was one really hopeful ball, which 99 times out of 100 it either finds Rosette or it finds the goalkeeper. And the one time you need it to find the forward, Rashford met it on the volley, and again it decided the game. And I don't, if I'm sitting there from a Bayern Munich point of view, I don't think they need to change all that much. They just need to get a slight bit of luck. And I know that sounds like a quite a flippant thing to say, but sometimes you do need that bit of luck. Sometimes you do need a ricochet. We look at the free kick they had, which deflected off and in from Suison. You need those bits of luck to go for you. But it was a little bit of skill that won the day in the end.
It was the dream start for Manchester United. The nightmare start for the Bavarians. FC Bayern München putting their faith in Alex Alguacil and his Spanish comrades, Jose and Mestre. Can they get points after match day 1? We will find out. Bayern Munich attacking from left to right in the red strip, and only chance for Lewandowski will only find its way out to Xerxes. Oh, Goretzka's in a tremendous position, so is Lewandowski, but what was that? Closer to the corner flag.
And the thing was, United had selected a manual keeper there. If could have been a little bit more composure, it's causing the keeper problems.
Just off balance. Lewandowski in the end, no deflection. A lightning start, really trying to benefit off the momentum from the kickoff there. Bayern München. Here is Chong on the right-hand side for Manchester United, attacking from right to left. They win themselves a throw-in. Here is the Dutch winger. Chong to take the throw-in. 4 bodies in the box. This is a very aggressive throw-in. Pogba waiting, wins the header. Greenwood, beautiful knockdown. Looking for maybe another dummy to try and get a shot away, but just crowded out in the end. Javi Martinez. Just, again, a little bit of a lackadaisical touch. Lindelof back to Jones. Beautiful sweeping ball finds Mata, but Reed is right there. Javi Martinez finds Reed again. Beautiful one touch to Goretzka, looking for Xerxes, still on. Rojo smartly blasts it back for a corner. That was Eldridge O'Neill, the captain, stepping up. Make no bones about it, he wants that one clear. Corner now to come in. And waiting in the box, for Goretzka. As Martinez, goal facing. And there's Reetz, first time hit. Not enough power. De Gea is there all day. That's very risky from De Gea. And that can't happen too many times if you're Manchester United. Lewandowski here on this left-hand side, looking for Reed. It's a beautiful chance. Maybe gone. Here's Goretzka. Beautiful dummy. And it's still not in. What do Bayern Munich need to do to score a goal?
But they fashioned the chance so well. They kept the chance alive. A little bit of manual passing, a little bit of manual positioning. And as we see there, it's Pogba. He's pulled it back towards Mata, but Goretzka gets the clearance away, and it's now turning into end-to-end stuff.
Yep, just 17 in-game minutes gone. Feels like we've played 5 games of eFootball PES already. Alex Alguacil with the clearance has led to this position up the pitch. Goretzka now with men in front of him, has Perisic on the left, goes down the middle to Lewandowski, nothing doing. Updated assist rankings, I don't think anyone will be catching his Maccabiel today. Obviously we still have FC Barcelona taking on Juventus as our final match here of Matchday 1 in the eFootball.Pro, so there is still a chance. There's Maccabiel with his 6 assists, certainly looks like he will be running away with the assist lead out of match day 1. Here is Mata, found by Rashford. Pogba. A lot of time gifted to Manchester United players on the ball by Bayern Munich. Not sure if this is a correct strategy for them, because players like Pogba can pick a pass. Try saying that 10 times fast. Here is Lewandowski. Goretzka finds Reed. This is good first time passing. Xerxes just a little bit too slow, and De Gea comes out to claim that one. Very contrasting styles there, though, it's got to be said. I mean, Manchester United waiting for the perfect pass. Bayern Munich playing tiki-taka, first time pass and move. We'll see it here again, no doubt. Ivan Perisic to Lewandowski. Now finds Xerxes, but good covering by the Man United defence.
I think part of it is United understanding, one, their own limitations within their team, and also understanding the plus points of Bayern Munich's team. I think they'll probably be surprised to not see Koeman starting. They'll be surprised not to see Muller starting. And ultimately, they kind of are allowed a little bit more freedom. You can see that Man U are being far more direct than Bayern, but it's paying dividends. A direct ball, as we saw from the Monaco game earlier, a direct ball is not necessarily a bad thing. If you have a focal point of attack through, use them. You know, they've got Rashford. You know, like I said, they've got Martial. They've got players that they can utilise with that position.
Such a curious complexion of a lineup, Manchester United, led by Eldridge O'Neill, Cams, Osterbuch, the almighty DS waiting in the wings, but first we have to deal with an attack by Bayern. Looking for Perisic, but good covering there by Lindelof. And the Red Devils, again, another one of those football clubs that is just so used to winning. They will be expecting nothing less here in the eFootball.Pro. Mata covering in midfield. Javi Martinez will be cleaning things up. But scrappy now in midfield. Pass assist one really starting to show its teeth. Another one just a little bit wayward, looking for the Eldridge O'Neill controlled Rashford. Here's Alex Alguacil on the ball. Attempted slide. Won't work. Alex Alguacil back on the ball again. Can he find a teammate? Lovely cross. Xerxes climbs. Nothing doing though. And now Manchester United come again.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, I mean, you're quite surprised, or we're quite surprised to how United have set up, but I think they have exactly what they need in every position. In number 10, they have Mata, who's incredibly skilled. At the back, they're physical. They've got Maguire, they've got Jones, they've got Matic holding it down in centre midfield. On the wings, they've got Greenwood, you know, they've got Chong, who, again, in stat balancing, it provides such a plus point to have those players at your disposal.
Nothing doing in the first half. Not a single shot at all from Manchester United. And like that begs some changes, given that they are certainly wanting to come away with the entirety of the 6 points from these 2 games. They already have 3 from the first match. They're going to want goals here, Wes. They're going to want goals, but the question is, where do they come from? They had Scott McTominay come on in the first game. He was very effective. Do they save him maybe for a little bit later on in the second half? I
think so. I think they'll play it. I think they'll play it a little bit more with the team that they have, because they know they're comfortable with that team. And then I think you'll see McTominay. You might even see Jesse Lingard at one stage. I think you'll definitely see Martial before the end of this game.
Rashford bullying Boateng off the ball. Pogba in support, as is Chong. Osterbuch on the ball. We'll find Eldridge O'Neill. Greenwood. Osterbuch and Eldridge combining very well until the very last moment there. And now it's a chance for Jose and Bayern München to come away with the ball. Pogba there, skinned by Xerxes. Here is Mai. Back to Xerxes on this left-hand side. Can a cross come in? Not quite. Beautiful covering there from Eldridge O'Neill. Pressure not done yet, though. Mai to Martinez. Boateng, Perisic. Goretzka now. Xerxes has Lewandowski in the box. Can't quite find him. De Gea again called into action, but very quick, precise passing there from Bayern München. Almost rewarded with a goal. Here is Mata, though. This is a bit of a gift. Rashford. Good covering in the end by Mestre. He will get that only as far as Chong. Mata has here. Greenwood and Rashford. They're waiting. They are queuing up. Can't seem to find any of the players at all. He had 3 different men on there. And now a chance for Lewandowski to gallop down this right-hand side. Maguire shrugged off. This is really heating up. Phil Jones gets it only as far as Goretzka. Chance for a shot. Right-footed effort, deflects off Rojo. Right is there.
That's a fantastic block there.
Wonderful. Great defending. And now a chance for a counter. Rashford's looking for a run down this left-hand side. Back to Chong on the right. Pogba to Mata. Lots of space here.
Oh!
Just looking for Pogba. Thought he might look for Greenwood on the left. Went for Pogba on the right. Lovely ball. Almost finding Xerxes. It's a foot race between him and Phil Jones. What is that? That's a throw-in the end in the Manchester United third. And now, is this where the changes come in? Yep.
Yeah,
Scott
I think
McTominay.
so. As you can see on the screen there, we've got Scott McTominay coming on. You can see you can see that they've switched Rashford out to the right-hand side. You've got, they have weaponry on the bench. They have it. They have it in abundance. I think Martial is still the key for this United team, especially when he's coming off the bench. It's just a case of whether they choose to use him or not, which they have done here. I think they've been employing him as the number 9. But you can still see here, looking for the body language, O'Neill and Cam's an Austrian discussion as to where they want their players. Bayern Munich, you can see there's discussions going on there as well. It's interesting to see exactly where they go with this, but from Bayern's perspective, you've got Arp, you've got Koeman, and you've got Thomas Muller that have come on, so it'd be interesting to see how these substitutes really play out. If they're as vital as they have been earlier on today, I think we're out to see fireworks.
Still all to play for. 0-0, ticking over into the 65th minute. Bayern Munich throw in the Manchester United final third. Lewandowski subbed off. That's a curious one. Kingsley Coman is on as well, so always dangerous here for Bayern. That's a late one. Will the referee pull it back? He most certainly will. It's a free kick in a dangerous area.
It's right where the last one was taken. Will it get the same result? Or have they got something for the training ground?
We all have to see. It's like it's Goretzka standing over it.
It's looking like he's free at the back. Oh, it's Muller.
I mean, it's well worked.
It's well
Finish,
worked,
though, just lacking.
United smart to it.
Goretzka, though, on the intercept. Thomas Muller now. This is better. Koeman looking for Muller.
Corner.
Deflected behind for a corner. Pressure in bundles here for Bayern München. They are pinning Manchester United back in their own half. 67 minutes played. Looking for Arp at the back. Wins the header. Lindelof rises to it. Javi Martinez. Muller looking for Koeman. Which will actually be a Manchester United throw. Well, take a look at that. Ostrobach, the youngest player on Manchester United with the 2 goals.
When he burst onto the scene last year, there was nobody really knew of him. He certainly announced himself here, and certainly has been a focal point to finish off some very good opportunities here. It's a lovely ball. It's a lovely ball.
Pavard gets it away. Goretzka tussling with Martial. That one will be Bayern's throw. 73 minutes played, and you can see in the pass completion percentage a little bit scrappy towards the end of this game. Oh, that's a bit of a poor one though. Koeman can find Arp. Almost found by Muller there. But this one, you'd have to say, maybe swinging in favour of Bayern München. Goretzka. Oh, tackled up the pitch by Martial, and now a chance
Rashford's
for Manchester United to break. Rashford in the middle.
Rashford's great
beautiful
touch.
Oh, Manuel Neuer still alive with Martial. Rashford in the centre. First man blocks it though. And what can Goretzka do with it? Finds Koeman via the deflection. Thomas Müller galloping down the left-hand side. Found by Koeman. Up to Reitz. Up. Goretzka. This is wonderful from Bayern. Right. Can he find Arp waiting in the centre? No. Victor Lindelof, a rock at the back. He has rarely been beaten across these two games.
It's that physicality we keep talking about at back lines. How much is it here? It's Martial. It's a cracking challenge there from Mai.
Absolutely wonderful from Mestre. Again though, Lindelof. A rock at the back. Rashford. On this right side, Scott McTominay finds Martial. He was hacked down late there, but the referee plays the advantage and awards the corner. That was a very late one.
I think if a goal comes here, it's got to be a finisher.
86th minute. What can Manchester United produce?
But historically, we know what this game's like with late goals.
Whips in, looking for Rashford. The acrobatic, McTominay back in.
Oh!
Out of nothing. Actually, that was a Bayern man putting it in behind. Will they look for Rashford again?
Got to say so.
Second corner of the game for Bayern, the first taken just moments before. Whipped in. Maguire's there. Packs away. Arp gets it up the pitch once again though, only as far as Victor Lindelof. Pressure still on. Manchester United, he's megged him. Absolutely wonderful. Milo recovers well. Koeman now, up to Reitz. Doesn't quite find him, yes he does, but oh, that's a big mistake from Nemanja Matic. Reitz has Koeman in support as well as Arp, but that's a little cynical. Needed to be done.
You talk about breaking play up, that's one way to do it.
Matic taking a foul into added time now. Can Bayern nick 3 points? Koeman on the right. Has right in the middle. Müller! Oh, saved by De Gea.
What
the
a
right
save!
foot of De Gea will just salvage a point for Manchester United. Unbelievable. Tremendous 2 games of PES. Bayern will be hard done by that they don't get the 3 points in game number 2, but it will finish Manchester United 0, Bayern München 0.
Well, it finished 0-0, but it was a pretty good game to watch despite the scoreline.
Yeah, it was end to end. I mean, from chances down one end, the ball would go shooting down the other. There'd be a chance down the other end. It was brilliant to watch as a neutral. A save at the end though. The bicycle kick from Müller. David De Gea equal to it. Fantastic save.
We saw in the first match, you mentioned the goalkeeping of David De Gea there. At the other end, Manuel Neuer, he was at fault arguably for 2 of the goals.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tale of 2 goalkeepers. You had one that was pulling off outstanding save after outstanding save. Neuer, I mean, for running out and potentially, costing them a 3 point, or at least a point in the first game. I think, you question marks would look at it, but I think, Neuer will be disappointed. I think Bayern will be disappointed, but I think they'll be back stronger as a result next time around.
3-2 in the first match between them. The next one finishes 0-0. How did we get such a big difference in terms of the scoreline?
Well, I think looking at it from a neutral, you were looking at it where United stole a victory in the first game, arguably with Rashford's little improvisation to make it 3-2. Then maybe went into the second game going, right, let's rein this back a little bit. Let's try and just get a point. Let's just salvage, or at least let's kind of consolidate our position. And I think that's where we got to. But it was end to end. It could have gone either way in that second game.
And we saw some fantastic goals in that first game.
Yes, yeah. I mean, we looked at it was a free kick, but it was deflected. It still was very good. But ultimately, it was a well-won victory in the end. And like I say, it was a bit of a Hail Mary pass for United's third, but it was a great finish to end that game.
OK, nice one, Wezza. Well, let's get some reaction now. Harry is in the interview area.
Thank you very much, Mark. Yes, I'm here with the Bayern München players, Alex